Greetings, everyone. This is Jeff Wilkerson, professor of physics at Luther College, bringing you the next in our series of what to look for in the night sky, talking about the week of May 5th this time around. Let's start in the morning sky. I've been watching Venus bright before sunrise in the morning, and we've talked about this, but now Saturn sits about 6 2/3 degrees. Remember, your fist at arm's length is about 10 degrees. Saturn sits about 6 2/3 degrees south and west of Venus. And right squarely between them is Neptune. So for much of this week, look for Venus later in the week maybe. So let's talk about midweek and later. Look for Venus here and Saturn here and Neptune right between them. Get your binoculars out and see if you can see Neptune. Neptune is going to be a little, this whole region rises about 2 hours before sunrise. So depending on your local horizon, it might not clear the horizon far enough to be really easy to see before the glow of the sun starts to eat this up. Saturn should start to become visible. You start to be able to see bright Venus. We've been seeing bright Venus for a couple of weeks, a few weeks now. Saturn, we're getting enough away from the sun that Saturn should be visible. The sky should still be dark enough. Neptune might be a challenge, but let's give it a try. Let's see what we can do with our binoculars this week to see if we can pull Neptune out of there. In the evening sky, we've got the Mars and Jupiter, as we've talked about the last couple of weeks, and Jupiter on the 11th. Both of these, Mars and Jupiter, are tracking east against the background stars, normal prograde motion. Jupiter sits just about a degree above the Crab Nebula, and the Crab sits about a degree above Zeta Tauri. We talked about this, but now they're more or less right in a line by the time we get late into this week. And so again, you might try your binoculars to see if you can see the Crab. I don't think you can, but this would be a great opportunity to scan from Zeta up to Jupiter and see if you can pull the Crab out with your telescope. The problem with it is the moon is pretty obnoxious this week. We got a bad moon week, and the moon's going to be starting more than half full. It's going to be filling out as the week goes on. And so the only thing that we have going for us is by the time we get to the 11th, the moon has moved pretty far across the sky, so it's not right near this region. It's still washing out the sky, so that's going to be a real challenge for you. We talked about last week the Mars sitting right on top of the Beehive Cluster. This is an object you could see with your naked eye if it weren't so moonful. Binoculars should still be able to pull this out even with some moon interference. And by the end of the week, Mars is going to be moved more than 3 degrees east of the cluster, so you should really be able to track Mars's motion against this M44, this Beehive Cluster, as this week goes on. So the moon on the evening of the 5th into the morning of the 6th will be near Regulus in Leo. That whole region sets about 3 a.m. So early in the week like this, you might have a chance to check out some deep sky objects nearby after the moon sets, but you won't have long to do that. It's not something that's going to be great. 2 nights later, the evening of the 7th into the morning of the 8th, the moon is sitting just below Zavijava in Virgo. We've talked about this star before. The moon's about 80% full, pretty obnoxious. And so on the 9th and the 10th, 2 nights later, the moon has moved over into the base of the Y of Virgo next to bright Spica, and the moon's almost full. It's 95% or more than 95% full, sitting just below Spica. A nice pairing of these bright objects. Now, the Y part of Virgo, Zavijava, is that star right there. So Spica's down here, the base of the martini glass, if you will, and you go up this direction, and you go up this direction to make this Y of Virgo. You got Tauri right here is the brightest star in the region. Then you got move up to the left side, the east side of the Y of Virgo, and you come to a 3.4 magnitude star and a 2.9 magnitude star. Go about that same distance on up, and you get the globular star cluster M53. Globular star clusters are dense enough. They're bright enough. They're photonically dense. Their surface brightness is such that they hold up to the moon a little bit. So this region, Regulus was over here. Leo is setting, and so maybe early in the week after Leo has set, on the evening of the 5th, you could go out. When the moon sets, you got an hour or two before sunrise, you might still be able to catch M53 up this direction. So about 7.5 degrees above the upper rim of this martini glass is M53. You go on up 1.5 times as far, more than that, almost twice as far, 1 3/4 times as far, and veer off to the east a little bit, and you get another bright globular cluster, M3. You might be able to see this with binoculars. Try it early in the week, and then try it again next week. Let the moon clear the region. By the time we get to the 9th and the 10th, the moon's right here. So the moon's, on the 7th and 8th, the moon's right here, way too close to be doing this. Then it's here, and then it's going to scoot right on out. But start to map this region out. See if you can see it very early in the week, and then wait until the middle of next week, and maybe the moon will have cleared this region enough that you'll be able to see this before the moon comes up. You'll be able to start to find these globular clusters in Virgo. So really, that's what we got. Big bright moon. Going to interfere with a lot of stuff. We're going to try to grab a couple of globular clusters that we're pointing at from Virgo right there. We've got the moon next to some bright stars, Jupiter and Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune. So this is what we're looking at this week. Hope you have a great week, everyone. And as always, thanks for watching.